Indo-European languages today make up the mother tongue of 3.2 billion people, or 46% of the world's population, by far the largest of any family. But where on earth did they come from? Hello, my name is Christopher, and in today's video we're taking a look at several theories to explain the mysterious origins of the Proto-Indo-Europeans and how their ancient tongue became 445 living languages that now dominate 4.5 continents. So, in my video on Europe's oldest living language, which I highly recommend, I mentioned something called the Kurgan Hypothesis, which describes how people from the Eurasian grassland reached modern-day Ukraine and spread their languages throughout Europe, Iran, and the Indian subcontinent. What I didn't mention is that this step theory is actually one of several competing ideas about the Proto-Indo-European origins. That being said, these proposals are not all created equal. The Kurgan hypothesis is by far the most widely accepted, asserting a homeland, or Ur-Heimat, along the Pontic-Caspian steppe, from which the Proto-Indo-Europeans migrated about 6,000 years ago on horseback. A significant body of linguistic, archaeological, and now genetic evidence supports this theory. However, that does not mean that it's proved, and the Anatolian hypothesis, or farming theory, is a strong competitor, placing the homeland in modern-day Turkey some 3,000 years earlier in the 8th millennium BC. It posits that the Proto-Indo-Europeans spread out peacefully from Asia Minor with the rise of agriculture. This would make sense, but the theory cannot really account for the unique Albanian language or the absence of Anatolian DNA in the modern Indian gene pool. The third most common suggestion is the Armenian hypothesis, or Near East theory, popularized in the 1980s by Soviet linguists, which we should bear in mind. It proposes an origin somewhere in the southern Caucasus Mountains about 6,000 years ago, based on disputed glottalic theory and certain archaeological discoveries. It's also thought that this region might be home to a Proto-Indo-European language that dates back even further, but it's all highly speculative. So, now we've covered the three big hypotheses, but there are still a number of outlying theories worthy of mention. The first of these is the fringe indigenous Aryan hypothesis, or out of India theory, favoured by Hindu nationalists for declaring that the ancient Indo-Iranians were native to the Indian subcontinent, from which the Proto-Indo-Europeans emerged about 8,000 years ago. The second is the Paleolithic continuity hypothesis, which traces the Proto-Indo-European language way further back into prehistory, back to the Upper Paleolithic period, the Late Stone Age. It argues that the origin of Indo-Europeans should be linked to the arrival of Homo sapiens in Europe and Asia around 40,000 years ago, thus a continuity for tens of thousands of years. And finally, I think my personal favourite, just for being so out there, is the Arctic hypothesis, alleging that the Indo-Aryan peoples came not from India, but from the North Pole. According to one Indian nationalist, the Aryans are actually indigenous to the Arctic, which they left for Northern Europe and Asia about 10,000 years ago due to climatic changes after the last ice age. Of these outlying theories, only the Paleolithic continuity hypothesis is defended by modern scholars, but only a very small minority. The Kurgan, Anatolian, and Armenian explanations continue to dominate discussion of the Proto-Indo-European homeland, and of these, step theory has by far the largest support base. But again, that doesn't mean it's right. Part of the frustrating fun about historical linguistics is that language doesn't fossilize. Conjecture is often the best we can do. Alright, that's all for today. Please give this video a like if you learned something, and let me know in the comment section what you think of these theories. Which one do you find the most plausible? The least? What linguistic mystery should I cover next? Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next video. My sources are in the description, and as always, thank you so much for watching.